Overcoming poverty and stepping into wealth certainly can be a challenge when you've never experienced anything else, but it's certainly not impossible to break away from the cycle of poverty and step into a life of abundance, wealth, and a life that you love. There are so many self-made millionaires who have come from the deep darkness of poverty, barely getting by, to now finding themselves on the other side of it all. And while personally I have never experienced extreme poverty, I am not immune to the fact that I used to think with a poor woman's mindset, which really made me wonder, is this all there is? To now having multiple six figures in savings and investments, constantly learning how to make money work for me so that I can live the life I've always desired. And that is what I want for you too. So it's time for us as a collective to stand up, unlearn, and learn the supportive ways of how money can help us for the greatest of our good. And that's why in this video, I'm going to go through 6 practical ways you can break free from the poverty cycle and put the power back into you, the people, and the collective. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and I'm a money mindset and manifestation mentor whose mission is to help you decode the mystery of money so that you can live the life based on the truest expression of yourself. Now remember to hit the subscribe button and the like button and the bell icon so that you are the first to be notified when I drop another video. Let's get into these tips. Tip number 1 is to get educated. This doesn't necessarily mean go to school and go to college, because although I got really good grades, I didn't give a shit about school. I just showed up, did the work, graduated to keep my parents happy, but I didn't go to a proper college. I say proper because I went to music school college, which some might think isn't valid, but I definitely knew that I didn't want to go into debt up to my eyeballs studying something that I had no interest in. And this is why education today is so amazing. There are so many ways to self-educate away from the traditional route, which teaches you basically nothing about the basic needs of your life, such as investing, wealth building, entrepreneurship, purchasing your first home, negotiation skills, networking like a pro, and all the things that actually can help you move the needle in your life. So the more you know about any given topic, the more confident you will become. The more you're willing to jump in and try and take risks that are basically calculated risks. Now, you want to make sure that you understand basic financial literacy, how money works, both on the energetic and the 3D level, understand to control your emotions so that you don't spend more than you can afford, and know how to build your credit if you live in countries where this applies. And I have several videos talking about my favorite finance books and investing, which I will link in the description below for you, as well as other videos about how money works based on your vibration. I've also linked that one in the description below and maybe in the card as well. So to sum up, tip number 1, the more you know, the more you know. However, knowledge doesn't equal power. As Tony Robbins used to say, knowledge equals potential power, because it's what you do with it is what actually matters. Tip number 2, change your mindset around money. Do you really think that I'd create a video like this by not mentioning money mindset? I didn't think so. So when it comes to breaking free from the poverty mindset thinking and stepping into financial empowerment, it's 20% skill and 80% behavior. The hardest thing you'll ever have to do in life is change the mindset you have around money. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you will know that your beliefs around money is a combination of the thoughts your parents had around money and other external influences such as your friendship groups, people in the workplace, etc. But the time you were most influenced to create your money story and money blueprint was from the time that you were born to age 7. So whatever deeply ingrained beliefs that people had around you during that time were passed down onto you. Now, whether you agree with me or not about this concept, all you need to do is look at your bank account and see what you currently see in there as a direct reflection of how you think and feel about money and how it shows up for you. Now, this step of changing your money mindset all begins with self-awareness and asking yourself how you were raised with money. So what did you hear about money growing up? Were you ever allowed to talk about money? What habits did you inherit from your parents? What triggers you to spend money? When do you get a raise, or how do you act when there is a sale? How do you feel whenever you let go of money? What small steps can you take to change your beliefs for the better? I have so many videos talking about the different aspects of money, from energy and vibration and law of attraction, with the intention to help you change how you think and feel about money. It's time for you to put the power back into your hands. Tip number 3 is leverage community resources. Now, having a positive mindset and an abundance mindset can only take you so far. When you have spent time educating yourself in all the ways in which you can accumulate wealth and abundance and working on the mindset you have around money, it's time to leverage the community and people around you. Now, while no one will be able to take care of your finances as well as you do, there are people out there whom can help. So people such as financial advisors, whether you love them or not, they can help you think outside of the box of what else is possible for you. You're definitely better off asking someone with more knowledge and expertise than sit around and absolutely do nothing and potentially suffer in silence. We don't want that. So there are many free options such as nonprofits in your area, schools and communities, or if you want to be more invested and surround yourself in a container of very like-minded people who can help each other out with an array of skill sets, masterminds are definitely a powerful place to hang out. Many people of influence either offer coaching or mastermind options, and I've been in two myself and really enjoyed the experience and also met so many like-minded people on similar paths. Now, you can also have the option of self-guided or group coaching scenarios specific to the subject you want to learn more about, while also cultivating a great community around you. Tip 4 is to avoid loans that you can't afford. This can be payday loans, credit cards, or any other form of loan you will need to pay back at some point. If it's one lesson I'm grateful for my parents teaching me, it's this: if you can't pay for it in full, then either wait to accumulate the cash or don't get it at all. Now, this mainly pertains to anything that is considered a bad debt, such as your cars, the handbags, the jewelry, etc. Things that don't really appreciate in value. Now, good debt, however, such as a mortgage on a long-term rental property, can work in your favor as you pay the mortgage off over time while the asset is appreciating, also known as the home, and your loans then become smaller and smaller over time, therefore you don't pay a ton of interest. Now, you can take that even further by paying off more than the minimum every single month, and this is how my parents did it with their first home, and they paid off their home in less than, I think, 7 years, which is kind of unheard of for immigrants of their time. So I always look up to them. Now, debt is neither good or bad either. It's just how you choose to manage it and how you choose to feel about the decision you have made to manage it. But I personally love to pay off any debts in full every single month. Tip 5 is ask and talk to someone that you trust. Now, I love this one because money is still considered quite taboo, and if you haven't allowed yourself space and time to feel good talking about money, it really just bothers me that for so long, many families didn't talk about money growing up because it was considered rude or private information, or because the parents had money issues and they didn't want to talk about it to their kids. And again, that is why I've created this space, because money is simply a neutral energy and it is neither good or bad. It is whatever we really perceive it to be. But by having the ability to talk freely about money with someone that you can trust can alleviate any pains and awkwardness associated with the topic. And the best way that I've overcome my lack of confidence around talking about money is to act as if it's not a big deal. Now, if there is someone you know who has done financially well, summon the courage to ask them how they built their wealth. Get curious how they manage their money and budget their money, how they decide to spend their money. Ask as many questions as possible. They will absolutely love it too. Now, if you don't have someone in your circle, consider finding experts online, podcasts, and find like-minded channels like this one. And you don't have to do this alone. The goal is for everybody to win, and be okay with being a little bit awkward and uncomfortable at first, as this is the only way that you're going to get better and better and learn. I just want you to stop looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, tip 6, build your credit. This one mainly pertains to those living in the US, and while I don't believe in this credit system, since where I'm from, I've never had to do that, we're just here to play the game. So you want to play it and play it to win, because having bad credit can cost you more in interest rates, car insurance, and limiting your borrowing power. It can impact the types of jobs that you qualify for in some states. And this is why, again, I think the system is quite annoying, old, and broken, but we're playing the game here. So let's focus on building your credit as strong as possible to reach your goals. Now, first, you want to make sure that you know how credit works and how it's determined. Building your credit is a combination of time and your credit to debt ratio, or your ability to manage debt. And this is where people can slip up and think that having debt is okay to have, which really, in my opinion, is just a way of banks and institutions to have power over you. And you can build credit by having zero debt, and it should really be the goal, as well as having a high spending power, aka having multiple credit cards with larger credit limits. These are some of the ways that I've been able to get my credit score to over 800 as somebody who's not from the States. So when you can manage your credit wisely, you gain the accessibility to interest rates, car insurance, and increase your borrowing power, as we mentioned earlier. So to summarize, the 6 tips to break the poverty cycle are: get educated, change your mindset around money, leverage community resources, avoid loans you can't afford, ask and talk to someone you trust, and build your credit. So if you found this video useful, remember to subscribe, like, and comment with your favorite tip. And as a bonus, be sure to download my free money and abundance tracker so that you can start tracking all the money and abundance that is currently coming into your life, because what gets tracked gets improved. I'll leave that bonus for you in the description below. I want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep on thriving and take care of yourself.